All right. So this is really amazing. And who is your target audience, just so they remember?
Okay, so our target audience is people with visual impairments. So they can see, but they can't see the details. So they might, they want to read the paper. They see there's text, but they can't read it. Liat, for example, that you saw in the video, she can read the large font if she holds it like this, and she goes letter by letter. But if, she knows there's something there, but she can't see it. She hears the bus, but she can't see it. It's too far. And with a device like this, all she needs to do is point to what she wants, and that's it. There's no buttons to press. There's nothing. It's very intuitive.
Yonatan, are you selling already your product?
Yes, we did a pilot of 100 units, and we're going to ship them in 2 weeks.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Wait, I just want to show 2 more things.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so I wanted to test it how the user interface is intuitive, and I went to show it to a blind person. And blind people, they don't see pointing is very intuitive, and you'll see how long it takes this guy to...
השטרות שלי תמיד מקומטים, אני מסתכל.
אוקיי.
אני מפגר אותך כבר עד הסוף. אני יודע מה השטר הזה במקרה, אבל...
אוקיי, תבדוק את עצמך. אז תפתח את השטר ותראה לו ותצביע עליו.
ככה?
כן. זה הוא לא... אתה צריך לשמוע ביביב. עכשיו תוריד את האצבע. זאת אומרת, תשאיר את השטר ותוריד את האצבע. אוקיי? אז תצביע לו.
בינתיים הוא לא מצביע.
כן, אתה צריך שהוא יראה את האצבע. ככה?
ככה?
כן. אוקיי, עכשיו תוריד את האצבע.
100 שקלס?
כן.
יפה. Impressive, most impressive.
יש לך עוד שטר, אני אתן לך. 45 seconds. That's what it took for him to learn.
Yonatan, if I hack your system, I can lie blind people and tell them it's only 50 shekels and take their 100.
Yes, it's a good business plan. Then one more thing. All right? Very short. So this guy used the system. Again, he was blinded at age 10.
50 shekels.
Ooh!
Wow!
And here he's trying a medicine, which is a big problem for the device just read.
Stimwell 500 mg cables.
And then another thing is that you can teach it new.
ברור מאוד. Start object learning mode. Please wait pause.
ימין ושמאלה. So you can show it to the device remembers it.
Thank you.
הוא ישאל אותך לקראת איזה שם, אז תגיד מלפפונים חמוצים.
מלפפונים חמוצים במלח.
חמוצים במלח.
אוקיי. ועכשיו...
חמוצים במלח.
עכשיו אתה יודע מה זה.
זה חמוד. וואו.
This is it.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I think you can collaborate with Gideon and connect the gestures into the reading and make more functionality around your system.
Sure.
Thank you, okay.
Definitely. Actually, a lot of work we're doing now is around wearable devices, so definitely, yeah.
And of course, eventually you can control it by thought.
Okay, thank you so much, Yonatan. This is amazing. And actually solving problems can't get better than that. Okay, now we have Ariel. And she's going, we are moving now to the next level.
Every once in a while, there's an innovator who completely remakes
Ariel is going to talk about, okay, this is crazy. Please.
reality.
A pioneering Toronto-based company is developing thought control technology.
You may be sticking to your New Year's resolutions of eating right and working out, but it's also important to keep your brain in tip-top shape. A Toronto-based company has created a futuristic headband that does just that.
This is from a company called InteraXon. This is the Muse headband. Check this out. This is coming into production in a couple of months. You put this thing on, it's reading my brain waves and can control an interface on a product wirelessly that it's connected to.
If you remember, before Nike Plus, we didn't know how far we ran, how many calories we burned. Right? But stuff goes on in the head all the time. If you're ADHD, if you're driving and you nod off, it's kind of useful to get a signal ahead of time.
If a doctor can see the moment moments of the day that you're stressed and you can see, then you can really focus on where you need to eliminate that and work on it.
Okay, now this is really cool, and I'm actually going to put it on while I talk to you. I'm still going to ask you the question out loud, though. You've done an amazing job. I mean, these are aesthetically beautiful, so from a design point of view, they're great.
This is absolutely the most unique interaction with technology I have ever had.
Please.
Hello, my name is Ariel Garten, and I'm from InteraXon, and this is Muse, the brain-sensing headband. It has sensors on the forehead and behind the ears, and it lets you interact with content using your mind. Not kidding. This actually is science fiction come to life. So it slips on just like a pair of glasses, and then connects wirelessly to your smartphone or tablet, and I will show you my brain on my phone. So this is my brain on iPhone. So these lines on the bottom here are actually my brain waves. It's my brain activity in real time. I'm going to blink.
Can you zoom in on it?
I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I think the brightness is off. Nope, now we're fuzzy. Fuzzy
Not
brain.
on Ariel, on the phone.
Okay, so it's the 4 lines on the bottom. As I blink, you can come up afterwards and see it. Blink, blink, you can see them change in real time. So what we do is we track your brainwave activity using sensors on the forehead and behind the ears, and then our algorithms are able to parse that activity and allow you to interact with content in some very simple ways. So we're not at the point where you can think, call my phone or make it blue and make it happen. We're at the point where you can do very simple interactions based on things like focus and relaxation, and actually let you interact using these simple paradigms. So in 2010, at the Vancouver 2010 Winter Olympics, we did a project that let people control the lights on the CN Tower, the Canadian Parliament buildings, and Niagara Falls with their mind from across the country. So 7,000 people over the 17 days of the Olympics got to individually interact with these massive icons just by thinking, and actually project a sense of themselves into the CN Tower, which is in the middle of Toronto, so that everybody in the entire city could see what was on their mind. So when we first started out, we're like, oh my God, this is incredible. We can control stuff with our mind. And we made thought-controlled toasters and thought-controlled smart cars. If you come to our Hanukkah party, you're going to see our thought-controlled beer tap. And then we thought, all right, controlling stuff is cool, but what can you actually do with it that's practical? We're not at the point where you can really do very precise control. So then we discovered that if a computer knows what's on your mind, something even more impressive can happen, which is that you can know what's on your mind. And we started building technologies that let you actually see inside your own mind, to let you understand what happens in the inner workings of your brain, so that you can learn to improve or control it. So we have an application that we're building now that's coming to market in early 2014 that lets you track your mental abilities and do exercises to improve your cognitive function, your attention, your working memory, help you decrease your stress, and gain greater emotional control. So I'm going to pass the floor back to you.
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay.
1 minute. I see here a lot of amazed people, and they really want to try it. Can they buy your device already?
Of course you can.
How much does it cost, please?
So how much do we think it costs?
We want to make a deal here for all the DLD. There are only 20,000 people here, so we are a very big buying force.
And so the headset is actually $259. I don't know how many shekels that is, but it's just under 1,000.
Right. And where can we buy it?
You can go to getyourmuse.com. The headset is called Muse, M-U-S-E, and you can purchase it at getyourmuse.com.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Amazing. All right. So, okay. So we saw all these amazing technologies. Okay. 1 minute. I put a disk on key. Don't open my porn files. Okay. So what we saw here is really amazing, and this is not part of the future, this is the present. And as you saw, most of the technologies are technology you can already buy and consume. They are all working on all kind of aggregations with third party. We will talk shortly about this new user interface, which is actually not there, it's us. And I'm managing today a company called Infinity Augmented Reality. We are an American company. We did Aliyah for the R&D center to Israel, and we are operating from Tel Aviv. I'm going to show you a short concept video. The way we are aggregating the... No, I'll talk about it a few minutes. We have sound?
Unlock doors. Directions to Amsterdam Billiards, New York City.
What can I get you?
I'll have a whiskey, neat.
Okay. Here you go.
You don't happen to be a Gemini, do you?
Wait, how did you know that?
Just a hunch.
Oh, you had a hunch. Okay.
So, listen, I gotta run, but we should get together later.
Sure. Sounds good.
Send friend request. Hi. Nothing much, just chilling at my house. Any interest in joining? How are you?
I'm good, how are you? So good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Can I offer you a glass of Sauvignon Blanc?
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Thank you. So what actually we are doing, we divided all the hardware digital devices around us to inputs and outputs. So a smartphone can be an output, the output can be a vehicle computer, Google Glass can be the input, the output could be the smart TV, and or it can be the same device, and we are gathering a lot of information about every one of you. And then by all kind of manipulations we are doing on the content and the data, by third-party developments, we don't have to develop the tone recognition. Beyond Verbal already did it. We don't have to develop face recognition, object recognition. It's all out there. It's all over the shelf. And we are identifying the content and learning the human being and understanding by artificial intelligence what is the most relevant content and contents he needs right now and presenting it on the most relevant device around him. So because we started in augmented reality, which is it's a stupid phrase that no one understands except of Mr. Man, Professor Man, we are rebranding the AR from augmented reality to amazing relevance. And now I'm on a roadshow and trying to convince people to call it amazing relevance. And this is what we are actually doing. So now we can speak a little bit with our friends here about this virtual user interface and the virtual way to, it's virtual for who is not in the industry, because if you look on it from outside, you are used to click or touch something and suddenly things just happen. And they happen by your brain, by your eyes, by motion, by a lot of things that for us who works in this industry, it's really natural, although we are always amazed that it works. So it's like, especially in presentations. So how are you convincing people that the brain really can operate things?
So most people are really skeptical when they hear that we're at the point where you can control stuff with your mind. Part of the big problem in the technology is that we're not used to doing things directly with your mind. And one of the big problems that all of us have in interface technologies is teaching people how to use these new interfaces. So when somebody in Xerox PARC came up with the idea of a mouse, that a mouse is going to move your cursor and you're going to put files in a desktop, that was the first time that somebody created a language or a metaphor that allowed us to use this new interface technology that was very strange and most people had no idea how to use it, and that now 30 or 40 years later is natural. So one of our big challenges is coming up with the language that lets you communicate in your mind.
Okay, and how you are working with gestures, and it's really complicated. You know, I have a smart TV that works on gestures, and normally people, when they see me operate things with my hands, or they think I'm crazy, which probably is true, but not because of the gesture side. How do you convince more and more people to use gestures?
Okay.